This is the weekend edition of iFiber One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about the active shooter drill held at Big Bend Community College on Wednesday. Reporter Joe Utter was there and has the story.
How many suspects are involved?
There was just one guy with a gun.
Just one guy, okay.
Everybody down!
It was only a drill, but it was as real as it could get at Big Bend Community College Wednesday afternoon. The school held an active shooter training, complete with students and staff playing the role of victims and the shooter. Kyle Foreman, the college's director of campus safety and security, explains the scenario that was set up.
Our simulated shooter is the estranged boyfriend of one of the nursing students here in the building, and he came to college today with a gun to cause her harm. Along the way, he shot two students and engaged law enforcement in the end, and law enforcement had to stop the subject, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Of course, this is all an exercise, but it tests all the different levels of the response for the community and also the college.
Foreman said the drill included agencies from across Grant County and was the largest drill the school has held.
This one is a larger scale exercise, involves not only law enforcement, but fire and EMS, the Port of Moses Lake, the coroner's office. We also asked Grant County Mental Health and New Hope Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Services to assist us with this incident.
The drill helps not only the college, but emergency personnel be better prepared in the case of an actual large-scale emergency, from notifying students and staff to securing the campus and post-incident counseling.
Well, the college decided to hold an active shooter drill to better prepare for large-scale emergencies that could be an active shooter or other forms of targeted violence which happen on the campus. We've been practicing and preparing for this exercise for about 2 years. We developed a written plan for emergency response on campus. We exercised that plan 2 years ago with law enforcement, found gaps in that plan, refined the plan, and now we're testing the plan today to find out how well it worked.
We set up a camera inside the room where the shooter, Big Bend student Luke Roseman, barricaded himself with other volunteers before he was taken out by the Moses Lake Tactical Response Team, who moved in quickly.
Yeah, they were quick on their feet. They were pretty fast, so they caught me on a surprise, so it was pretty good.
College officials and law enforcement agreed the training exercise went smoothly. The school is hoping to run another drill on campus next year. This is Joe Utter for iFiber One News.
A new fast food restaurant is set to open in Moses Lake on Monday. A grand opening is planned at Carl's Jr. with a ribbon cutting and giveaways. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Moses Lake's first Carl's Jr. restaurant opens at 9 a.m. Monday with lunch. Owner Paul Jones said Carl's will give away free food for a year to 50 customers throughout the day as a first-day promotion. Jones on Wednesday was overseeing final touches and training some of the 60 employees he hired to run the restaurant at 1765 Kittleson Road near Interstate 90 in the former Wise Guys restaurant building. It will be Jones's fifth Carl's Jr. franchise in Eastern Washington. Jones, who lives in Ellensburg, explained why he located the 78-seat fast food restaurant in Moses Lake.
I love the location, great visibility, freeway access. It's a great community. You've got a growing population with a lot of good things going on here, a lot of infrastructure in the city, and it seems like a good volume place to be.
Jones said the restaurant will be in about 3,300 square feet with about 1,500 square feet to lease out to another retail shop. The store will be open from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday through Thursday and around the clock on Fridays and Saturdays. Jones shared his professional background in the region's fast food industry.
I started working fast food when I was 16 years old. I worked for other companies for about 14 years before I was able to break off and actually do my own restaurant. And so I had an opportunity to build a Carl's Jr. in Ellensburg, which is where I built my first store 3 years ago. 6 months later, I built another one in Yakima, and then I've recently acquired the 2 in Kennewick.
Moses Lake Chamber of Commerce will welcome Carl's Jr. with an 8 a.m. ribbon cutting Tuesday. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
That's right.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh-baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you. Hopefully you enjoyed your Friday and you have some great plans for the weekend because Mother Nature is treating us to a delightful one. In fact, there should be no complaints. That's the headlines for this evening. By the way, your forecast brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And any place you have to go this weekend looks terrific, looking like a tremendous weekend. Very warm temperatures, especially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then thereafter things are changing. The weather patterns trending towards a little cooler and maybe an unsettled pattern by especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week. But that's way on off. Let's look back of today. 75, what a delightful afternoon after morning low of 38. The winds pick up a little bit this evening as the cool fronts continue to push on through. Temperatures therefore tomorrow will be a little cooler, but not too bad. 76 and 34, the extremes of Moses Lake, the record 31 at the record high of 85. So again, we're looking pretty good out there. In fact, the evening on this Friday evening is shaping up to be very nice. Great start to the weekend, 73 degrees, a light southwest breeze, but again, it's pick up a little bit overnight tonight as the cool front continues to push on through. But you can see not much moisture with it. Anything associated as far as moisture goes, way up to our north and east. And that'll continue sliding across, and we're basically high and dry for Saturday. A little bit of cloud cover possible at times in the morning hours on Sunday, maybe a little fog, but generally looking very nice right through Sunday. And as we slide into Monday, even nicer as temperatures continue to moderate. Speaking of temperatures, look at this across the state. Most areas at least in the 60s west of the Cascades, although Long Beach, again, a little bit of a ocean breeze there, keeping temperatures a little cooler. The inland northwest also a little cooler in the higher elevations, upper 60s, but still plenty of sunshine. But here in the basin, oh, it is just delightful. Look at this, temperatures with beautiful sunshine in the mid 70s for the most part. Again, no complaints. I better not hear any because again, it's looking very nice. Specifically for the weekend, again, just a few degrees cooler tomorrow. A little breezy overnight tonight to start the morning, but generally a nice warm up, mid to high 70s Sunday, Monday, and then if not into the 80s on Monday. We should be in the 80s on Tuesday. Cold front comes through with some clouds and winds on Wednesday and maybe unsettled weather, as I mentioned, with more seasonal temperatures. We'll call it cool because we'll be used to the 70s and lower 80s, but all in all, looking very nice. Look at that, weekend. So I hope you have some good plans. Keep it here, sports is next.
Hi.
Hi, I see here on my glasses that it's your sales event.
Yeah, we have low APR financing and some great lease offers. Check out the bold new Camry.
Wow, that's really nice. I gotta get a closer look. Wow, there's so much stuff.
Careful!
If I could just see where I was going.
Right now, you can lease a new 2015 Camry for $199 a month with $750 lease bonus cash. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan.
Now this is cool.
That's easy to see.
Toyota, let's go places.
World record holder and three-time Olympian Aaron Peirsol held a symposium clinic at Moses Lake High School.
Peirsol, who holds 5 gold and 2 silver medals, was the anchor of the 2004 world record-setting 4x100 medley relay team long course. He currently holds world records in the 100 and 200 meter backstroke, which he set in 2004. Peirsol spent a morning session signing autographs and showing young swimmers various drills in the pool. He discussed nutrition, supplements, safe sport education, and what to expect from college recruiting in an afternoon session with the 13 and older age group. One brave swimmer volunteered to participate in a drill with Peirsol, and as you can see, she has a bit of work to do to get to his level. Peirsol retired from competitive swimming in 2011.
The Chiefs were looking to make it 4 wins in a row when Davis came calling at Larson Field Tuesday. Sean Wells has the story.
It was a big game for Moses Lake baseball hosting Davis. The Chiefs needed a win to keep close behind Big 9 Conference leader Wenatchee. It was Davis jumping out on top, leading 4-0 after 3 innings. Moses Lake pitching couldn't find their groove as the Davis hitters combined for 10 base hits in the contest. Great defense kept the Chiefs in the game, but Moses Lake batters couldn't break Davis pitcher Elias Montezuma. Montezuma went the distance for the Pirates, giving up 1 earned run, 4 hits, and striking out 7. Jonathan Imperial was the big hitter for Davis, going 3 for 4, knocking in 2 RBIs as Davis took the game 9-1. Despite the loss, Moses Lake remains in 3rd place in the Big 9 Conference. For Fiber One News, Sean Wells.
Big Bend picked up a much-needed split in a doubleheader with Blue Mountain on Wednesday.
Big Bend took the opener 17-7. RBI singles by Kyle Killian and Ryan Grenning and a 3-run double by Scott Miller put the Vikings up top 5-1 in the first. Big Bend added 3 in the second and 7 in the fourth to blow the contest wide open. The Wolves rallied for 6 runs over the last 3 innings to make it somewhat respectable. Caleb Price gave up 7 runs off 12 hits and 7 innings on the bump, but still recorded the win. Grenning went 2 for 3 at the dish with 3 RBI. Blue Mountain took the nightcap by a 3-2 score. Rain Letkeman got the start for the Vikings and held the Wolves in check through 3 innings, allowing just 2 hits while fanning 4 batters. Caleb Whitlock came on in relief of Letkeman in the fourth, who was on a pitch count. Whitlock gave up 3 runs over 6 innings and was tagged with the loss.
Have a great weekend. We'll be back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our next story is about search and rescue training conducted this week by firefighters at Grant County Fire District 5. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Grant County Fire District's Technical Search and Rescue Team trained 9 new members Monday on a steep hillside overlooking Moses Lake. The so-called low-angle, high-angle training session led by Dick Rice, a longtime safety and rescue trainer with his company Alaska Rescue, also refreshed some veteran firefighters at the location. The training session took place just west of State Route 17 at Randolph Road near Big Bend Community College. Fire District 5 Captain Mike Evans explained the training program.
We're showing different types of anchor points that we can use just using stakes. They're learning different techniques to be able to descend down to a patient that needs to be transported up. So they're going to just learn different type of techniques. They're going to be lowered down to the victim using a Stokes basket, and so they'll make their way all the way down. And then when they reach the patient, we'll have crews up here on the top side that will be rigging for lowering and raising, and so there's just different techniques to be learned and trained on that.
Evans said the rescue team practices as much as possible for the real thing.
Usually we'll have Dick Rice, which is with Alaska. He'll come in about once a year and go over some refresher stuff.
Longtime search and rescue team member Dan Deshawn shared how the training helps him.
Everything we're doing out here today has a shelf life. If you don't use it, you forget it. So even if you've been doing it for 20 years, you remember things and reteach things throughout the day. So we're not only initially teaching the new guys that are up and coming into this certification, but we're retraining ourselves for the stuff we've forgotten.
The training keeps the search and rescue team certified to conduct such critical operations. Rice, a former member of the Juneau, Alaska Search and Rescue Team who has been training Moses Lake firefighters in search and rescue techniques for the past 10 years, said the rookies were mixed with veterans to help in learning the ropes. Rice has been a certified trainer since 1992.
All technical rescue is a team effort, and so it's been really valuable to have that extra experience and expertise and the just the tutoring that goes on in an environment like this too.
Rice explained the rescue scenario.
We assess the risk not only by slope angle, but is there a river down below there? If this was snow covered or icy, would people slipping and falling and not be able to stop? So we practice this, and then we move from this. The progression of skills will take us into high angle, where the rope will be supporting all of the weight of the rescuer and the victim.
Rice has trained more than 50 rescuers in the Moses Lake area. Evans said the training can save a life for a seriously injured victim in a critical situation. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
We'll be right back.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. The next story is about the return of space burgers to the Grant County Fairgrounds. Reporter Devin Higgins stopped by the Lioness Club booth and has the story.
The Moses Lake Lioness Club's Little Blue Shack at the Grant County Fairgrounds was abuzz with activity this weekend, and for good reason. For 3 days only, its most famous finger food was back. Lines formed, orders were placed, and burgers started flying out the door, and Lioness Club member Michelle Becker said it's one of the most anticipated events of the spring.
Well, the Lioness Club has opened up the booth in the spring for quite a few years, and the reason we do it during the spring is that we're raising money for local cancer organizations, Relay for Life, and also the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation. So all the proceeds from this weekend will go to them. So we've always just done it in the spring, and we're happy to do it. Everybody loves their space burgers, so you can carry them around. They're inexpensive, and I think just everybody loves them.
Becker said what makes the Space Burger unique isn't exactly what's in it, but how it's made. A space-age idea from another Washington landmark.
I know the machines came from the Seattle World's Fair back in 1962, so they're the original machines, and the Lioness have had them for quite a long time, and we're known for our space burgers here in Grant County. So I know when we're open during the Grant County Fair, it takes about 250 people for 6 days straight for us to do what we do, and it's a little bit smaller staff this time, but definitely we couldn't do without our volunteers and the Lioness Club.
Kim Melby is not only a longtime customer, but volunteers her time at the Space Burger Shack during the fair. She says it's a rare occasion when someone walks away having bought just one.
Oh, no, my husband said Space Burgers are there today, and I need 20 for my employees. And when I work here in the summer, free day at the fair, everybody comes for 20.
Cassie Keller and Cheyenne Kumbelic like Space Burgers so much that they made the 3.5-hour drive from Port Orchard just to get their hands on one.
I think it's a Moses Lake thing. Definitely. It's a Moses Lake thing, and you can't get them anywhere else. And you can only get them, what, twice a year? Yeah. That makes it even better. I miss them. I had them as a kid every year, and now that I moved away, I come back every year to have them.
With the Lionesses churning out burgers as fast as they can make them, Becker said the important thing is knowing that each one sold will help another person in need.
This year we will have given back about $1 million to the community since we've been doing this, so it's pretty substantial actually. During this opening, we're really hoping to sell 5,000 space burgers this weekend. So the sun's out, it's beautiful, and so hopefully we can do that.
If you missed out on a chance to grab a space burger, fear not. The Shack will reopen in mid-August as part of the Grand County Fair. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
And rounding out this week's news coverage is a story out of Soap Lake, where the City Council approved an ordinance this week to allow off-road vehicles on city streets. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
People in Soap Lake will be allowed to ride all-terrain vehicles and golf carts on city streets starting sometime in May after a new ordinance is published. Soap Lake City Council on Wednesday night voted 5-1 in favor of an ordinance to allow alternative vehicles on city streets. Councilman Robert Brown, who wanted more time to consider and discuss the ordinance, voted against it. Councilwoman Joanne Rushton was absent. Soap Lake joins Ephrata in allowing such vehicles on city streets, and its ordinance is modeled after the city of Ephrata's alternative vehicle law. The Soap Lake Council passed the ordinance with a so-called sunset clause that would allow council members to reconsider the ordinance in a year. At that time, the council could again approve or reject the ordinance. The council also added a clause to the ordinance to require whip flags on the vehicles to increase their visibility. Soap Lake's ordinance allows vehicles to cross State Route 17 or Daisy Street at the intersections with Main Avenue and 2nd Avenue Northeast. State law only allows such vehicles to cross highways. The Soap Lake ordinance requires alternative vehicle drivers to wear helmets and have proper lights and signals. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
And that wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.